dozens in the dusk, throw it all away. You see a light wherever you go. You have to face it again and again.
Okay, this video is going to be on, well, I'm pretty sure you already kind of get the idea because of the title, but, um, you can probably try and do this with any of the starter sets or whatever. Perfectly possible. The Knights set, has the best defense or whatever and a lot of poise, so um I was wanting to try and do this um video with a little bit better a little bit better of a run or whatever. I took my time just showing stuff off or whatever though that you could do also, and because I suppose not everybody's gonna be have as much skill as I do when it comes to playing this game, but um, there are people with better skills at this game, like Lobos Jr. and stuff or whatever. I'm not saying that I can't ever get to that level. Some of the things I've learned prior to this video is definitely going to help with that. In fact, one of the main reasons he probably was able to get as good as he did at this game is probably because of that. But other than like challenge runs, maybe, but I'll probably be able to do stuff like that whenever. Yeah. Thief's probably another good one too, considering he has you need the master key to do this or whatever. Obviously, it's the quickest path to get to Gargoyles. Um, the path you can go for that. Um, I feel like a mix between ranged and yeah, sorcerer might be all right. I just because you have some stuff invested into. You have a sorcerer callus already too. It can save some souls for heavy soul arrow. Something that you could probably get in that area, which might be pretty useful against gargoyles. Um, I've beaten. I've gotten. It was about 30 minutes, I believe, for real time. It was about 20 minutes, maybe, for in-game time. I believe that's the best I've been able to do, and I just had the Astoras. This was out rather recent. I have been a little better when it comes to doing that. And there's definitely more things I could have done better. Uh, I didn't really want to try and practice that stuff though, and I didn't have access to save states Then there is a way to use save states, if you will, if you're using an emulator on the PC version of Dark Souls 1. You could actually do it on the remastered version too, and actually the console versions. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it a similar way. It's a little differently, but I've seen that you're probably able to do it. I'm not going to be able to explain that in this video, but it may also help for you to practice this out. So what I may show you. Um, Against the Asylum Demon, if you do like a jumping heavy attack onto this dude, and then press the regular attack while you're in the falling animation, you'll do much more damage than you would do just with a regular plunging attack. Just to get some extra damage on him. Something you could do. I think I also had too much armor on here. I didn't really notice it, but I think I was fat rolling here. I don't normally practice this trick, and I don't normally go with the knight armor starter set, so it's like, nah. But the knight armor set is probably the best to start out with, I guess. Or the thief, that has some pretty decent defenses for a set that doesn't have any poise. Warrior's not bad too, I guess. Just a decent set with some decent attack stats. It's a little low in levels though when it comes in intelligence and faith, I believe. But if you want, you can kill that dude there. He gives about 800 to 1,000 souls. Help for some leveling, I guess. If you want, you can go back there and get the fire bombs. That might help. If you come here with Sorcerer, you might be able to get a kill off the Drake. Well, the undead Drake. If you come back up here, I guess. Maybe if you got the Homeward Bones that were up there in Firelink really quick, and just went back to Firelink Shrine, and then went down here, killed the Drake with got Heavy Soul Arrow, used Homeward Bone, and killed the Drake, and then come back down here, kill the Drake, and then go back up there. Use the souls you get for that, but if you want, you can kill these guys too. They give a few souls, but could probably also go down there and get the Firekeeper soul that's down there from the ghosts. There's very few ghosts. Or you could do that area if you want, but trying to do that area would take some time off, obviously. There's a Firekeeper soul on the way anyway, so it's like, nah. So this dude sells heavy soul arrow and a catalyst, so if you want some range, you can use that. And if you want to upgrade a weapon, yeah, I go to him. You need Titanite shards, obviously, but for regular weapons, at least. You need the master key to be able to open that door. That's a path over there down to Blighttown. Probably just go straight down that path or whatever to do Blighttown after you're done with Gargoyles, if you want. If you wanted to, you go straight to Blighttown right now if you wanted to, but there was a soul back there that I missed, but I'll be back for that anyways. It's a soul of a nameless soldier. I think it's a large soul of a nameless soldier. This sword that I'm about to get is probably gonna really help for gargoyles, cause considering it's the equivalent of like a +4 longsword. It's just down the magic path. Um,
Practically. Divine scaling, except, it has CC scaling for a bunch of stuff. That's, but if you're not leveling, it does worse than that, actually. What you could probably get out of that later down the road, if you're not leveling. Like faith and strength and dex. Those, getting a divine weapon don't scale very well with anything, so it's like, nah. Anyway, so, I come back for that. I'm kind of just showing you a bunch of stuff you can get to, do this. I've done this trick a few times before, not that much. It's been a minute, since I've tried it, but... Not that I've tried speedruns of this game yet, because I want to try and practice tricks first. Being able to do save states is obviously going to be easier. Got a few souls out of that. Just came back here just to get this, or whatever. What I normally mess around with is a little bit of heavy soul range stuff. Type range stuff, not regular soul stuff, heavy stuff. Having that ranged option kind of helps within fights for me, because I'm used to it or whatever. I can do melee. I can do melee. It's not that hard, Just normally what I messed around with in the past. Having that extra distance between your foe, always helpful. Always good. Using ranged stuff is generally not the best idea when it comes to, like, PvP, but, normal computer versus computer stuff or whatever, it's pretty useful if you want to cheese stuff, probably, but, using ranged stuff, so. I don't have, the heavy stuff, it's kind of slow, so you gotta be very you gotta time it really well or whatever, and, if you do it right, it's a bit of a payoff or whatever. Kind of like parrying, very slow, heavy damaging attacks, ranged attacks like heavy soul arrow. Yeah. Yeah, my camera angle was really bad there, and I didn't shield in time there either. I'm not sure if I would have made it if I did there, but I walked onto him and I miserably.
I'm probably gonna speed a little bit of this up, but because I wasn't sure I was going to speedrun S style or whatever. I did this. Well, I guess I was kind of intending for that to happen, but I was thinking that maybe I'd show other stuff off while I was doing it, so it was like, nah, why?
It's kind of a mood point at that, I guess. Well, it's kind of a, it's not very yet. I mean, why, Look, kind of recording this after the, another video. Not too far over when I went to sleep yesterday. But, just like an hour or two. Plus I've had coffee. Yeah, I had the frame rate unlocked and the thing is running at 15 FPS. There's a big chance for me to fall through the elevator like I've been doing here. It doesn't really do that, though, if I'm recording. And I was having issues with that. I was trying to save and quit. It's been a minute since I've done it. It's a trick you can use. Well, I was trying to quit the game, reload it or whatever, and I'd probably appear here. Maybe. Try and save myself from gravity from dying, but... what I did here... I saw this as a good opportunity to show this off. I'm pretty sure people already get by now that this is a Prepare to Die edition, but not the remastered version. It's practically remastered because remastered was at 60 FPS. And it had a bunch of upgraded stuff, which, texture modifications and stuff or whatever, which this thing has. I mean, I know it's running at 15 FPS just for the recording, but, it can run at 60. It can on this computer, but with some lag. I was just kind of showing you how you would probably do the method here for save states or whatever. Just gotta find the save folder, which is typically, if you're like a computer like I am, it's typically in Documents and in BGI, Dark Souls, Fairlight. I made another folder just to store different save files, and there's more now since then, not just one. So it's like, this is probably gonna be really useful whenever I may use it in a playthrough even if I want to, but I'm doing. But I may have beaten Dark Souls 1 to the end. I haven't really done anything with New Game Plus once. I'm pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure I have. Maybe. I think I have. There are multiple. I almost cleared the game like multiple times. And most of the time I was playing this game or whatever, just messing around, trying stuff, practicing parrying and stuff or whatever. Most of the stuff wasn't that difficult for me. But, well, it wasn't, I'm not saying I didn't have any difficulty at all, but once I started getting into later areas like Inner Londo, yeah. Because it wasn't like I'd seen other people play it and stuff, but, on YouTube, but, made it up there that time.
I may want to figure something out about that if that's gonna keep happening whenever I'm recording and stuff or whatever. It also causes the frame rate to run a little slower if I'm recording with Dark Souls or whatever. That's the reason why I'm running it at 15 FPS. The game at 15 FPS.
That Black Knight back there, you can just try and get him to fall off the cliff. I don't really know how to do it. I don't think I've ever tried. Probably would need to practice for that. Black Knight weapon that he's using or whatever. In speedruns, maybe that's a better weapon to use, I don't know, than some of the others, but some of the souls that are lying around would be pretty useful for what we're doing here. And this dude here or whatever, he drops Twinkling Titanite. If you wanted to or whatever, you can upgrade the Astores a level, too. Yeah, there's a lot of souls lying around on this path, so. And that Black Knight, if you manage to kill him or whatever, I have beaten him or whatever with this level of equipment. I mean, I think I remember doing it with lower level of equipment, but just fighting him regularly, I believe. I think a couple of times I just cheesed him with heavy soul arrows, though, I don't remember, but just messing around in Dark Souls, but I don't remember. Something like that. That was a little bit ago. A couple of times I think I did that, but I remember doing that. Yeah, I was thinking at the back of my head, I probably shouldn't be two-handing against two of these guys with this lower damage and stuff, and yeah, that guy has a pretty big hitbox, too. These guys have pretty big hitboxes, too. Like I said, I don't practice this, I don't practice doing that, so I haven't been. It's been a minute since I've even done it, so. It's not like there's a better way. I mean, you're probably going to be taking this path, but you're probably not going to even be fighting either of the Bell of Awakening bosses or whatever if you're like doing a speed run, if you can do a certain glitch, but.
I've actually done that recently. I got it off. I got into Sin's Fortress and stuff, but it's an out of bounds glitch. But never really done one in It's like a second, third person game or whatever. The ones I've done are like in first person games, but like in Prime One, but And the only reason I'm coming over here is for a couple of souls. You don't have to come over here. Plus, if you want, you can get the wolf ring and that. There's a soul of a proud knight. Um, like if you just drop off here, um, might have enough health to survive. I'm not sure right now. You probably have to fight a couple of enemies to get to it, but yeah, I won't have to fight anybody else though. Um, if you're fighting the wolf, if you're trying to get the wolf ring, you're probably gonna have to. You might wind up facing multiple of the stone enemies, but just to get some souls really quick. Generally, it's probably gonna take you in somewhere in between. Like I've seen speed runs of Gargoyles done like it's a little over 5 minutes. That's the fastest I've seen from anywhere. But depending on your skill level, it may take from anywhere from there to an hour, maybe, just to do, just to do all that. I guess possibly like 45 minutes, but in game time, but I mean, I think that's how somewhere around how long this took, maybe. Just doing all this stuff, showing this stuff off. I've done it faster, but without dying or anything, but yeah, that's a soul, a nameless soldier, large soul. Yeah, I don't know why I'm two-handed there. I noticed it like at a certain point, but you know, whatever you decide to do, the best path would probably, well, the fastest probably would be taking the path I took to get to that area. The normal route takes a lot longer to get to Gargoyles, but I think it's taken me about an hour in in-game time, maybe. Without dying and doing everything kind of quickly. I think I was killing every enemy, but something like that. I don't remember. Maybe an hour and 30, I don't know. If you're doing it the normal path. If you want, you can kill this guy too. Depending on your weapon, it may take a minute though. Considering his health, It does give like 2,000 souls, but it's not like I need poise for any of this crap, but because I've gone all the way.
I think it was almost all the way until Sin's Fortress. Because I was trying to do a challenge run one time and I wasn't even upgrading my stuff. But, I think I was getting armor and stuff with poise, but I don't remember. Whenever I did this recently, I learned some of the movesets of the enemies in that area, and I didn't have very much armor on. So I wasn't upgrading or anything. Well, my stamina or anything, but, not like you need poise or defense, but, as you're going to see or whatever, I don't think I took any damage or whatever. I think I took like just a tad. But with the stuff I had, what I have right now, I don't think I took any damage at all to Gargoyles. Takes some practice to do stuff like that without armor or anything, you know. It takes some serious practice. Considering what I've done in the past with other video games, you know, I know, I kind of know.
Might try and I left that there because I was wanting to leave a save state at this spot so I can try and do that one trick. Try and practice going through Sin's Fortress, fighting in the area, and go through it and stuff. But considering how bad this is, though, or whatever, if I'm wanting to do like just like a Taz run or something, I mean, I should probably restart, but just to practice it and see if I can do it, you know, and which I've already done, so. I kind of want to try and go through a lot of the game, though, before I do that, though, I guess. Just using save states and trying stuff, but nah. Because there's a few fights that I kind of want to get used to, I guess. But a few areas. Gonna be good practice for the playthrough, that's for sure. Yeah, I didn't exactly there was a few things that I forgot to cut out, but I'll do it whenever. Because I'm going to have to add in, like, the intro and stuff anyways. But, well, you know, it's not like I haven't been just sitting here or whatever while I haven't sitting here, you know. I've been making videos and stuff. just for later. Um, Whenever I actually do have ads running, but actually, I kind of remember what the timing is for these guys now. Repairing them. But I'm not very good at it, though. Still, but I kind of remember it now, though, at least. There is a way to just run through all this, all the hollows and stuff. Which I think I've actually done before, actually. But without fighting these guys, just running straight to gargoyles. But that was, like, that was a while ago. I don't remember how long ago it was. It might have been 6 months to a year ago. I don't know. Yeah, you don't exactly have to fight those hollows. Or the caster. Another soul if you want. And once you do this, if you want, you can go back to the previous bonfire to level a bit, but nah. In fact, if I wanted to, this is enough souls to upgrade my weapon, which I didn't do yet, but which I didn't do here. Yeah, the Astora is whenever it upgrades, whenever you're upgrading weapons, upgrading the Astoras, it upgrades about as well as the longsword. Whenever you upgrade it once or whatever, it just costs more. Not as much as like the Drake sword, but still a couple of thousand. It's probably about a +9, +10 without upgrading the scaling. You upgrade down Faith with Dex and Strength or whatever, it'll probably eventually, if you upgrade enough, it'll compete with other weapons like the Claymore maybe, but at base level it is really strong compared to a lot of other weapons at base level. And considering its speed compared to like Black Knight weapons or certain other weapons, yeah. about as fast as a longsword, so. One of the reasons why I always went with the claymore or whatever is because, it's not that much slower than the longsword, and it's not as slow as like it's not as slow as like the great sword. I know its class is the great sword, but it's much slower than an actual great sword is slower than the claymore, which is class as a great sword. Which I don't know. It's about as slow as the Black Knight great sword. It's kind of weird, but. If you use a thrust on it, though, it will burn some. It will. You need a decent amount of stamina or whatever for it. It burns a little. It burns a little more than the longsword does. One thing to note: if you're fighting this dude, one of them a lot of times just seems to breathe fire a lot more. This dude doesn't have a shield either, so use that to your advantage. I went over there to get Lautrec out, because just to show that off, just to make sure that you can get him out or whatever with the master key. I was thinking you probably could, considering it was the master key. It doesn't unlock every door, but it unlocks a lot of doors. So I cut back to Firelink, went down the shortcut that's in Undead Parish. Came over here, went over here to see him. The easiest way to, if you want, you can go ahead and kick him off here. Or fight him if you want. It's much easier just to kick him. He won't aggro on you when you're kicking him or whatever. And I took off my sword or whatever just in case I accidentally hit him or whatever, because it's on the, use one of the same buttons or whatever that you would use to attack, so nah. Just quit and reload the game. That Ring of Favor in protection is pretty good. Plus, it gives you 1,000 souls. Boosts your health a bit and your stamina. I think it even boosts your regen. I can't remember, and it also increases because it boosts your stamina, increases your equip load a little bit. That Grass Crest Shield should also mission can be pretty good too. It increases your stamina regen. So I don't think that ring increases your stamina regen. Don't take it off, because it will break and you won't be able to use it again. There is another way to get it, but another way to get a Ring of Favor of Protection in this playthrough, if you're you're not familiar with that, but um, could help in the fight. This would probably. Yeah, this is when I started noticing that it was fat rolling, but. I could actually put on that helmet there or whatever. Most of the time, whenever you're doing that, you can't. I've been playing around with the knight at because I was practicing or whatever in Sin's Fortress, obviously, but fought what's his name? The Iron Golem with pretty crap equipment, but I beat him. I didn't use save states because I wanted to kind of challenge myself.
Throw it all away. You see a light wherever you go.